Good afternoon, guys. This is Prashant Kumar again. Thank you so much for listening to me. This is day 22 of me talking to you guys, to everybody regarding my syndication in multifamily business, right? Over the last 3 weeks, I have touched on various topics, but for the last 2 days, 3 days, I've been talking about primarily basically my experience a with an hairy deal which I had done a couple of years ago. I just wanted to talk and kind of share my experiences in that. So till yesterday we had reached to a point, we were 20 days before the closing, and our lender had called us and raised our um, they raised our rate by 1.5%, and they raised our closing cost origination fees by another 1.5%. That kind of took us off the radar. That was not a deal for us anymore. So we had everything lined up. Basically, insurance was going on. We had commitments for whatever we had to raise, about 8.5, something like that. And lender dropped the ball on us. So we were 20 days behind our closing, and now we are back to the square one, basically. The good thing is we had two possible extensions in our contract, so we were not scrambling for anything, but we had to do what we had to do. We kind of put that lender on hold, and then we went back and started calling other lenders, right? Other brokers, other lenders. So there were calls going on with other brokers. There were calls going on directly with the lenders. There was another lender who kind of felt that they could do the deal. They visited the property. Suddenly they decided that they were not interested. So second lender dropped by. We were just about around the time of 3 months mark. We were scrambling. And when that lender dropped by, our property management company whom we were dealing with, they said they do not have resources to manage that kind of property anymore. So that dropped by, and um, you know when all this happened, some of our and we were having regular webinars with our investors. Our investors started to panic, although they had not. I mean, we had not taken anybody's money, but when basically we realized that some of our investors were moving on because they were already waiting 3 months, and now we are at a point they started moving on. So our soft commitment started going down, basically. Um, that kept on going on. Then we were in a panic mode. We started calling equity brokers also, because equity brokers, and we did not have enough equity brokers contacts. We had like two or three, and one of them said that yes, he may be interested in. So we gave him some hold money, and he started looking for some equity for us, because that 8.5 was sort of going down, high halogenic. That 8.5 that we had soft commitment was going down to sort of 6, or maybe to sort of 5. So all in all, we were not in good position. Then at the end of 3 months, we found another lender, and that lender was good, and basically they wanted to close within 30 days for their side, but we were out of money. I mean, sort of out of money, because some of our investors had moved on. So, I mean, long story short, we were out of, we had the lender who wanted to close within 30 days, but we did not have a property management company. And our equity brokers were scrambling, and all of us were scrambling, all six of us were scrambling to raise money and whatnot. So you can imagine how it was. So the time was moving on slowly. We were talking to many property management companies, and we were not able to finalize one. It is 2 weeks had gone by, so we had taken one extension, right? So we had one more extension in hand, and at that time, basically, we met an institutional investor, and who was willing to put a chunk of money, which kind of alleviated some of our problems. So all in all, we were good with the money. Again, 3 weeks had gone by. We were good with whatever raise we needed. Our lender was pushing us, but by that time, lender realized that they couldn't close it in 30 days. So we were just about getting ready to do one more extension. So so we were like a week before. So at that time, we kind of every time we were doing an extension, we were putting our money hard, more money down. So we were, that thing was going up. That 200 was going to 250 to 300 and whatnot. And we were putting money with previous um, lender, and then the second lender, and now we were the third lender. So we had put in so much money, plus all the costs that we were bearing to travel to the site all these times, to talking and what. So, I mean, basically, we had spent a lot of money. That's all I'm saying. And but we had about 5 weeks. So last we were getting ready to get one more extension. We had about 5 weeks, and we had money, and we had lender also. And towards the end of fourth month, we had the property management company also. So one 3 months had gone by, and one more extension had gone by. Now things were looking simpler. We had our retail investors. We had all the money from institutional investor. We had everything lined up. Slowly the time was going by. There were some requirements from institutional investor, because they were doing underwriting, so we were working with them all, all along, and we were moving towards closing. Trust me, that was, a lot of time spending. We were spending a lot of time. So one thing I forgot to mention all this time, that we were working with the city also. One of our partners was very good in working with the city, and our property was in a in an area where where there were chances of getting grants. So all this time we were working with the city, and we were hoping that we would get some grants. Although all those grants were not included in our underwriting, we were projecting about annualized cash on cash of 20% over the duration of the project. So if we get out of the project, we were like 1.71 or 1.6x. No, not 1. About 2x, in 5 years. So the returns were looking very good. And in addition, we had grants also. So if we had brought in the grants, our returns were more than 2.5x's. So all in all, towards the end, it was looking good. All the hard work was almost paying off. So we were about 4.5 months, and during that time, we were finalizing our insurance. I personally had spent about a month talking to the insurance brokers, trying to reduce the insurance, because there were negotiations going on with the insurance broker and the lenders insurance council, or consulting company, so to say. I had brought down the insurance from 400 to about 285. So that much work was going on, and we were 15 days just before finally hitting our last uh, uh, end date of our contract. This is about time now. I will probably talk to you tomorrow, and I will take you share my experience from that point onwards into the closing. So thank you so much, guys. I appreciate your time, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Thank you so much. Bye bye.